We have a very bold brand. We have a brand that stood out immediately for this very identifiable, fluid depiction of time. And then, of course, we had skull motifs and the bellows on the dial, and we had Axl Rose as an ambassador, and it was wild. It was rock and roll, but it kind of f***ed up, didn't it? The wind is blowing. We are in a dramatic location in Geneva. Vincent, you're the chairman of HYT, and you have me intrigued because you said, Andrew, I want to do an interview, but it's not like your typical CEO interview.
Yep.
You said that you can ask me anything. We can tell the truth about HYT, and we can tell, hopefully, a better future for HYT.
Yes.
What's going on right now?
Well,
because you have me intrigued.
Yeah, first of all, I'm too old to have like a typical speech of the luxury industry. So I think that what is important and what's interesting for people, for our partners, for our collectors, for the people behind HYT is to really understand the vision and where we go. Because we had extraordinary moments at the beginning. The momentum of HYT was so strong when we started 10 years ago in 2012. Yeah. And so we're trying to reconnect this success at the beginning of HYT back again here now in 2023, 2024.
We have a very bold brand. We have a brand that stood out immediately for this very identifiable, fluid depiction of time. And then, of course, we had skull motifs and the bellows on the dial, and we had Axl Rose as an ambassador. And let's recap a little bit. Let's give the viewer a little history. So 2012, we start. 2021, we go into VA, voluntary administration, or bankruptcy. It is then bought by another company. We have a CEO that comes in for this new company. That CEO is now gone. So it's truly, I mean, Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses is a wonderful simulacra for this story because it's all over the map again, but it's exciting and it does have the energy. It was wild. It was rock and roll, but it kind of f***ed up, didn't it?
Well, we had the challenges, and I think we had some doubts. The doubts were about the type of strategy, of marketing strategy. We had some challenges about the technology, so the quality of the liquid system, sync between the mechanism and the liquid system. Combining liquids and mechanics doesn't make sense because for 500 years, the watch industry tried to avoid any liquid inside a watch. It was a discussion like a long time ago, like 15 years ago, where I had a discussion with a friend, Matthias, he will recognize me in that interview, who said, Vincent, the best thing to do would be to combine liquids and mechanics because they are the enemy. And if you bring a watch which combines those two elements together, we win. We're going to be visible, we're going to be unique, so that's great. So finally—
The concept is strong.
Yeah, concept is strong. So finally in 2012, decided we met with the future partners of HYT, investors of HYT, and we decided to create the brand.
Can you just explain how the time telling works?
If you have an Italian dish and you put some olive oil, and if you would put some water into your dish, in the plate, you will see that the liquid will separate always.
Droplets, yeah.
Yeah. So you have the oil because of the density of the liquids. So we play the same thing here. We've got one colored liquid, which is a type of water, and a transparent oil, and they go against each other. Okay, and this frontier, this thing is called the meniscus, and the meniscus is in fact the frontier between the color and the transparent thing. And we use the meniscus to indicate the hours. It's a little bit like when you have a straw and you are, like emptying the air into the straw, and then the liquid goes up. Okay,
yes.
Technically, when you see the water going into the straw, is what we call a meniscus. It's the end of the liquid. It's the surface of this liquid. So this is what we call meniscus. When we did the technology, we just realized after a few months that there was some reaction of the liquid due to temperature, due to pressure. So if you were in the mountain or if you were on the sea level, it would be different. Airplane, of course. First time I was in the plane with my watch, I've seen the liquid moving like this. That's part of the story also because we were learning while we were like progressing and coming with new items, new technologies, and also some new partnership. We used to work with Audemars Piguet also at that time in 2012.
Now, you also had issues with pricing because the pricing was a little bit all over the map. We had the high-end pieces at around about $500,000, and then your entry-level piece was, where's that been?
So last year, when we introduced the new collection, we were priced at entry price level at 75,000 Swiss francs. But it's true that we have a natural position more in the early 50,000 Swiss francs, I would say. And so, in fact, it's not just the one problem. I think we had like many elements that like a checklist. You know, we said, okay, the watch is too big.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
The watch is too thick.
Yep.
Okay.
Because the size, we're talking 50 mil plus.
Yes.
And height, I mean, what is it, 20 mil?
Yeah, about that. Yeah,
Wow.
about that.
Yeah, it's a
so
monster.
yeah, so it's really so we had many customers.
Let me hold that while you're talking about the size, because we have one with these sort of dimensions here.
Exactly.
Yep. I've got to tell you, when I look at this, in addition to thinking I should have studied engineering more, I think about vulnerability. I think about durability. Is this something that can withstand the rigors of daily life?
It absolutely. I would say the watch you have in your wrist is fragile as this watch, as any watch. You will never drop it on the floor because you will break it. It's the same. In fact, the liquid system technology and the capillary with the liquid system is extremely solid. We don't have any problem with that at all. We never had any problem with that. We had other problems such as temperature, pressure, and other things, but never about the fragile. This is not a fragile
shock
system.
resistance.
No, never had that. Never.
Now, one of the other controversial points about HYT over the years has been the movements.
And so the movements has been always a discussion, but I would say the challenge was to have a movement that takes not that much space because you have to welcome another movement, which is a liquid system technology. Okay, so it's like you have two movements inside the watch, not just like mechanical movement, but mechanical,
which is the thickness
and liquid. Exactly. So the challenge is to develop enough power to move the whole system and those elements called the pistons, and also to hopefully one day bring some other functions such as the chronograph and other things. So you need a powerful movement. So you need a partner that is able to understand that, take the challenge, and help us to do it. And we have those partners now. So the mechanical movement partner. So today this partner is called Tech-Ebauche, and we have the liquid technology movements, and this partner is called Preciflex. It's a sister company, which is where we have the same owners of HYT are the same owners of Preciflex. So, but it's a separate company technically that works for many other industries, not just the watch industry, but also in the health business and in the car industry, so other industries. We're gonna launch the new collection with a 45 millimeter size and a very straightforward
So
system.
the lug to lug will be quite short because
extremely short because there is almost no lug.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the strap will go straight down, so the fit will be just amazing. We have seen the evolution of consumers willing or much more sensible now to their very high-end finishing. When you see the watch from the back perspective, you need to see all the details. So we have reworked all those elements with the future of HYT. Price point, you just mentioned it. We want to stick to an entry price level which is natural for HYT, which is more in the 50,000 Swiss francs range as a price entrance. And also some versatility where we can bring some straps and change it in less than a second. So you you put like a red strap and then a yellow strap or leather strap, whatever, you can play with the straps. So this is what we are bringing for 2024. And we're gonna have watches we are gonna be much smaller, much more fittable, and also addressing audiences in Asia with smaller wrists, which is extremely important for HYT. We are now covering and coming with a dial to cover the watch, to bring some more tradition into our watch, which is a bit crazy. So we tone down the watch, we reduce the size.
I find this crazy, if I'm honest with you, and I think I could be proven right or wrong, but I find the idea that you would conceal the bellows counterintuitive. However, I do agree that there are some wonderful watchmakers that have very prestigious complications on the case back and concealed from the dial. So
you're right. I was one of the since I was involved in HYT at the beginning, I was always fighting to see the bellows, to see the pistons, and to see everything through. And then one of the designers came with the idea, let me close the dial. I said, forget it. I don't want to close the dial. They say, yeah, but look at the expression. It says something different. It speaks to another audience. He showed me the design and I say, deal, shit, this is it.
Okay.
And then we did the test.
Yep.
We brought the designs to at least more than 50 people, okay, in the last 2 months. And we say, don't be nice, tell us the truth. Do you like it? You don't like it. Would you buy this price at that price level? What do you think? And it's a home run.
Now, let's talk about you for a moment, because you have had some very high-ranking positions in the industry. And we need to bring this to people's attention, because it begs the question, why? Why would you take on a brand that's been such a troubled child? Maybe it's better we just cut them loose. You know, maybe this child is just never going to come good. You have been vice president of Audemars Piguet with Francois Benamias. We have been the head of Swatch Group in America.
I was the right hand of Mr. Hayek for a while, Mr. Hayek Senior.
Yes.
And I've been taking some other position in the watch industry, including CEOs at the Movado Group for Concord and other things, you know. So yeah, but I'm not good at all with strong established brands where everything goes okay. What I love is taking the brands where there is a lot of things to do and where people say, wow, come on, this one is, that's going to be a challenge. And I love it. I prefer to bring a lot of added value to a small yet challenging project. It's a teamwork of designers, salespeople. We just bring in new people into the team. Right now, it's all about the product. We need to deliver product, and it needs to work.
And look, some of our viewers are going to be fans of the high-end series. What becomes of these if there's a real focus on getting the baseline right? What becomes of watches like this extraordinary piece on my wrist?
Very important. We have strong commitments for production of tourbillons, for instance. This is one of the components of this strategy. We so far internally we call them the lab series. So it means that it's an internal word. We're not using this, but I'm just disclosing a little, intimate word that we use. But they are like pieces where size is not that important, and where we can plug or put more, volumic products such as the tourbillon, like this. So everything very, very high end will remain in the collection, such as the tourbillon for sure. One of the big things that we'd like to have for the future of HYT, and it's not just like a vision, it's a reality, because now we have the movement in place, is to have much more powerful movement where we can one day, and this day is not that far away, having a chronograph into the watch, having like a moon phase into the watch, and so on. So to bring some classic complication into HYT. This is really important.
Yeah. Well, look, I feel like that's been a lot from us. I think it's over to you now. I would like to hear from you in the comments. How does this change your perception of HYT? How have you seen this troubled child, this amazing rock star that burst onto the scene? And are you excited about what comes next? Because I'm curious, I've got to tell you. Thank you very much, Vincent.
Andrew, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.